Hello there. Hey, elevators. Welcome back. I had to get on the couch today. I had to grab me some tea so we can talk about the tea, so we can spill the tea, right? And today's tea, I wanted to talk about energy vampires. Yes, energy vampires, because they are all around us, among us every day. Sometimes, you can see them coming and sometimes you don't. A lot of times you don't. And that's why I wanted to talk about this video, because as someone who has personally suffered from energy vampires being in my life, one really, really, really close to me, I had to learn how to protect my energy. And in order to protect my energy, I had to know what was happening and then draw some boundaries, or in some cases, cut off relationships to protect myself. Like, my well-being and your well-being is always first priority, number one, before anything else. So this is very important for us to be aware of and to be actively protecting ourselves against. So what I want to talk about is 5 signs for you to know, or 5 ways that you could tell that you're around an energy vampire. Okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is, before we get into the 5 signs that you may be around an energy vampire, is what is a energy vampire. So an energy vampire is someone who literally drains other people's energy, sucks or feeds off of other people's energy, so that they can provide themselves with emotional stability. So a lot of the times these are low vibrational people who need energy of high vibrational individuals like yourself or myself in order to function in society. Like, if they're not getting our energy, then they're in a super, super, super low vibrational place, and then they can't even function. Like, this often at times leads people down the spiral of like a deep, deep depression or anxiety, or, it can present itself in all different types of ways. So in order to stabilize themselves, energetically, emotionally, they have to feed off of the energy of high vibrational beings. So that is what an energy vampire is. So if you just think of what a vampire is in the, the typical sense, right, is a being or creature or whatever that comes and sucks the blood out of humans, or, animals or whatever they need. They suck that blood out so that they can sustain their life. And it's the same thing when it comes to energy vampires. They are sucking our energy so that they can sustain their life too. So I hope that makes sense. One thing I want to talk about is that an energy vampire, it can be anybody, right? Energy vampire does not have a face. It doesn't have a look. It doesn't have a type. Like, an energy vampire could be anyone in your life. It could be someone as close to you as your spouse or your significant other. It could be a sibling, a sister, a brother. It could be your mom. It could be your aunt. It could be your cousin that you grew up with. It could be your best friend. It could be the colleague that sits across from you. The energy vampire can come in so many forms and so many disguises. That's why it's really important for you to be aware of what an energy vampire is and how you feel when you're around certain individuals, tapping into your intuition and, knowing, like, how do I feel when I'm in this person's space? Because that's the only thing that's going to let you know, whether or not you're around an energy vampire. Because again, they can be anyone in your life. So sometimes the people who are energy vampires aren't even aware that they're that they're sucking your energy dry. They're not even aware that they're being an energy vampire, because they're just operating in a low vibrational space. So they're not even aware. They're just trying to survive, and they're not necessarily intentionally sucking your energy. They're just kind of doing it by default as a survival tactic. But there are individuals like narcissists, that's a good example, individuals like narcissists who know exactly what they're doing when they seek you out and they latch on and they, like, I mean, literally it's like putting a straw inside of your body and just sucking you dry. Like, the narcissists are completely aware of what they're doing. But I do want to say that, sometimes people are not aware that they're even being an energy vampire. So I want you to keep that in mind as well. So what would cause somebody to become an energy vampire? Well, an energy vampire simply is born out of somebody who has unresolved issues that they have not worked through, right? These are your deep traumas, deep wounds, childhood issues, a lot of things that you're keeping buried inside because it's too painful to bring those things up to the surface to deal with them. So it's a lot of unresolved issues, a lot of unresolved wounds that are just festering like an infection inside of the spirit. And so in order to, completely just function and move around life, they pretend like those things don't exist and they just push them down to the bottom level. But it's still, it's still presenting itself in their energetic body, and that's why they're at a low vibrational level. So they're just out of they're out of energetic balance that is only acquired if you are able to bring those things up to the surface, those wounds, that infection up to the surface, to give it air, to treat it, to heal it. And that's what allows us to become into an energetic balance. So these people are just running away from their issues and really trying to put a band-aid over everything and act like everything is okay, but everything is not okay. And that's why they are doing what they're doing, which is sucking your energy. Okay, so what is the first sign that you're in the presence of an energy vampire? The first sign is you feeling absolutely drained every time that you're in their presence. Like, it doesn't matter if you were in a high, good mood, chipper mood, high energy, high spirits, and you come into contact with this person, and even if it's a 5-minute conversation, after they leave your presence or you leave their presence, you just feel like, whoo, like I just ran a marathon. Like, what just happened? It's almost like the wind gets knocked out of you. And it's because unconsciously what was happening is that they were sucking your energy and you aren't aware of it. And when they leave your presence, you feel like you were just drained of your energy. So that is a really good, like, I would say this is like the top sign to know that you are in the presence or you're around someone who's an energy vampire. Tap into how you feel when certain people are around you, because your intuition is not going to steer you wrong. Your intuition knows what's best. So if you're feeling drained when someone is in your presence and it's a constant thing, you're most likely dealing with an energy vampire. Okay, so the second sign that you're around an energy vampire is they display a certain level of neediness all the time. So it's just like they need your help with everything. Like, they require you to help them through everything. I can't, write up this paper. I'm too stressed. I need you to help me. Or I can't go to the doctor by myself. I'm too scared. I need you to help me. Or I can't show up to this meeting without you driving me. I need you to, like, it's always this neediness. I need you. They can't do anything by themselves. They need you around. They need you for that boost. They need you for that extra, that energy, right? So that is a really good indicator that you're around an energy vampire, because they will just be needy as, okay, I'm trying to keep it PG, but in addition to that, they always have this like victim mentality. Something is always happening to them. Like, it's always this person's against me, and oh my gosh, I got this ticket, it wasn't my fault. Everything is like they're the victim at the bottom. They never take responsibility, or I wouldn't say they never take responsibility. I would say most likely they're not going to take responsibility for the things that are happening in their life. It's always someone else's fault. It's always something else's fault. It's never, a personal responsibility for them. So that is something that I wanted to add on to that. And if you're thinking a lot of this sounds like dealing with a narcissist, a lot of the traits are very similar. So I just want you to keep that in mind. If you have a narcissist in your life, they're probably an energy vampire too. All right, I'm going to take you to point number 3, the third way you can tell if you're around an energy vampire. They want to spend all their free time with you. Yeah, it's annoying. Like, don't you have any other friends? Don't you have a lot? They just, because your energy is so high, you're vibrating so high, you've got that good, you got that good energy. Like they want to be around you in your presence, not only to just continue to suck, but just to kind of be in your aura, in your atmosphere, so that they can feel high. Like they literally, their energy or their moods, their boost comes from you. So they want to spend all their free time with you. What are you doing later? Let's hang out this weekend. Let's do this. Let's do that. Can I come over? Like they want to be in your presence all the time, because that's that good stuff. Like if you think about it in terms of, I don't know, like I would imagine that like if you get a high, it's like getting a high, right? Being around somebody and being high off their energy. They get a high being around you, okay? Because again, your energy is that high level shit. So they want to be around you any chance that they have. If they're not working, they want to be around you. If they're not doing something that calls them to be away from you, they want to be right back with you. So they're going to always be trying to spend all of their free time with you. Point number 4, okay? They make their well-being your responsibility. Yeah, that's right. It's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility why things are going the way that they are going in their life, right? If they weren't able to, I don't know, for example, make a meeting, oh, well, I really needed you to come with me. And the reason why I wasn't able to make the meeting because I didn't really have you there. Or, I haven't been able to exercise. I'm not exercising because I don't have you there working out with me. I need you to do it with me so that I'm able to do it. They don't take like literally, how is your well-being and your success my responsibility? But that's what they'll do. They'll pin it on you. And then when you don't oblige to what they want from you, they'll make you feel guilty for it. Like I'm just gaining all this weight and it's your fault because you're not dieting with me. It's like you're not supporting me by doing it and being there. Yeah. Energy vampire. Okay. And my 5th point is that they tend to have very negative mindsets or toxic mindsets, habits, behaviors. They're almost really self-sabotaging in a way. Like they know that something is not going to be for their best benefit or to help them, but they'll do it anyway just to be a victim again, or to be able to have you around to come scoop them up, or they're just very self-sabotaging. And it's a lot of the times it's because, again, they're not dealing with those inner wounds, those inner issues that they're battling. And so, they're just putting a Band-Aid over it, and that stuff is just festering out into other parts of their life. So they'll just sabotage their success. They will blow a deadline. They will not do something that they said that they were gonna do. It can go on and on and on. Like the list can go on and on. But you want to look for that self-sabotaging behavior, those negative patterns, the mindset. It's always like always coming from a pessimistic point of view, you know, like they always have something negative to say. They always see the negative aspect of something and not the positive aspect of it. So that is a very good indicator that you're dealing with an energy vampire, and that they will continue to put that straw in you. And okay, on a serious note, I know that, you know, I'm laughing and we're kind of having a light banter about this, but it is very serious that you protect your energy. And a lot of the times I find that with these energy vampires, there are only two ways that you can deal with them. Now, if it's somebody that you don't have to have in your life, it's very easy. You need to assess the relationship, and then, you know, if you can't deal and you feel like they're sucking you dry, you need to cut them out. But number two, if it is somebody that has to be in your life, like it's a coworker that you can't get rid of, or a family member or something like that, you need to set up boundaries to protect yourself. Setting boundaries and sticking to them, like you can't just set the boundaries, you have to enforce them. And it's gonna be something that throws them off in the beginning because they are not used to setting those boundaries and you drawing lines in the sand, but you have to do that to protect your energy. And again, don't spend a lot of time with that person. Like if you're in their presence and you're feeling drained, like I know it's somebody that you probably can't cut out of your life indefinitely, but you know, you can limit the amount of time that you're around them. And you can also use other little things to help you. You can, you know, visualize yourself being in a protective bubble of energy. You can also use healing crystals. There are great protection crystals. A lot of the black ones are really good for like warding off that negative energy, or, you know, providing some protection. So you can look up different ones to help you. But you've got to, on this journey, you've got to keep your energy protected, and you've got to keep raising your vibrations. And, you know, at some point when you get to a point where your energy is just so high and you've mastered how to protect yourself, like these people, they're not even going to be able to infiltrate your bubble. Like you're going to just be vibing way too high, and they're not even going to be able to be in your presence. They're going to like pretty much, you know, remove themselves. So I hope that this was helpful for someone out there. You know, again, I struggled with this. I just want to pass along the wisdom that I've learned along my journey and dealing with different types of people that I could get rid of and some people I couldn't get rid of. And I just want you to be aware, because like, again, our energy is everything, right? So I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.